Well, this is going to be a pretty big episode, isn't it? Today we face Manchester City in the FA Cup semi-final, the Manchester Derby, to decide our place in our first domestic cup final with United. And then we continue our race for the top four. We're at home to the Newcastle side that could potentially catch us. But the way things are going at the moment, we are looking absolutely brilliant. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 116 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back today to face Jurgen Klopp's City as we go for a place in the FA Cup final. And then we've got Newcastle United, the side looking most likely to catch us in a race for the top four. But let's be completely honest about this. With the extra coefficient place, and if we can avoid defeat in that game, I think it might be job done because we have been in incredible form recently and we are now on a run of 12 successive victories in all competitions. It leaves us 8 points clear of 5th and 6th, 1 point behind 2nd and 3rd, and remarkably, only 7 points off Liverpool at the top. So it could yet be a pretty miraculous finish to the season. If you're looking forward to finding out if it is, whether we can win a trophy or get Champions League football, or both even, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let's have a look at the schedule for the one game we played off camera. You were with me for Newcastle and Spurs, two brilliant home performances. And as continues the trend, we have only lost against top half sides away from home. We're unbeaten at home all season. The goals are flowing now in attacking areas. And we're able to look fairly sturdy against the big teams. But we're playing an away game technically at Wembley against Man City. So that might change in this one. The game we played off camera, though, was a 5-2 win away at Watford. Base out, Demeter's brace, Guido and Joel North getting the goals. We did briefly fall behind due to Guy Vaknim, one of our former stars of this save, but we came back with aplomb. And in terms of the performance, probably one of the best we've produced all season. So there's not much preparation for this. We've got two huge games in the space of 3 days. I make no apologies for the fact that with the top four looking good, I'm going to go full strength against City. And if we have to rest people against Newcastle, so be it. Let's go and get into it and see what our lineup will be for today. It is Manchester United v Manchester City for a place in the FA Cup final. The other semi took place yesterday. Arsenal beat West Ham on penalties. Will we be going to face them in about a month's time? There's only one way to find out as we come up against former star Christian Spassov from Crystal Palace, the man who was part of an absolute demolition job when we faced City away earlier in the season. We're also coming up against Lewis Parsons, Tommy Stansfield, the fullback. Both of those were regular starters in my England defence. And Prete, the number 10, he is a player who has caused us a lot of heartache over the years. But let's go and get through to our team selection. We've had a week off since the last game. Pretty much everyone is fit now. It's only really the left-back Simmons who got injured in the last episode that won't now be featuring in this one. The rest of the team looks pretty strong. We're going for Demeter up front and Le Buen on the right. We're also going for Robles in goal instead of Finnegan. Bit of a risk given the way that Robles played against Watford. He basically single-handedly gave them a chance. For the rest of the team, we know, and we can probably name our best 11, which is always a very good sign in these saves. So it's Robles in goal, Duffy and Humphreys the fullbacks with Develay and Clishin as centre-half, Ocon and Hodgkinson the midfield two, Guido the man in front of them, and then Baysal and De Buen off Demeter up front. He's on 26 for the season now. He's absolutely flying. And it looks like European football will be returning next season. Let's go and see if we can add a trophy to the ranks by getting to the cup final in the FA Cup, one of my favourites. Well, here are the teams today. And the only change we see is Spassov coming in. We're in the 15th season now. And I think the last of City's originals have gone. Kelleher is on the bench. Another man we had at City in England. Let me just go and see if they've got any real players in there. I thought Foden was still going, but he might have retired now. And Haaland left a year or so ago, I think. Yeah, so Foden is there. He's just not in a squad today. He's retiring at the end of this season. They've also got a couple of older players they've brought into the club, but there are no other originals left. And even then, a lot of their regens now are heading towards 30. The star striker David Godwin's out, which might be a benefit for us, because he is probably as good as Haaland was at the start of the save. So let's ask the lads to pick up where they've left off. Lots of inspiration, lots of confidence. But this technically is an away game against the top side. And when we've had them this season, well, we've been in trouble, haven't we? We're going to try and play on the front foot from the start. If we get overrun, we might have to reconsider. 5 minutes gone, no shots so far. I'm happy enough with that. As it's throw on the left-hand side for City. Now Madrid into Parsons, one of our former players, to Tacchini. He gets it out to Madrid at left-back. He's cutting in from the wing. City's inverted wing-backs continuing, even under Klopp. As Preta gets it down the right to Stansfield. Into the box he goes. Hodgkinson forces him back, but he turns well and gets the shot in. And Robles makes a save. It's comfortable down to his right. But it's a bit of a worry that Stansfield, probably not their best attacking player, is able to get forward with such ease. As Duffy cuts in from the left and switches to De Bruyne. Our play is a lot more direct, but it's still effective at times. But we do look vulnerable to the counter here. Castañas back to Scaroni as City look to break away. Spasov gets the ball inside, but it's given away to Humphreys. And Deverlate wins it back for Clishin. Here's Hodgkinson. Has 2 or 3 around him. Does really well with it. De Bruyne then releases Guido. There's 3 in the middle. Demeter's one. He plays it back. He should have shot. De Bruyne's got there though. And his shot is basically a back pass. Really well worked. And it should have been Demeter shooting. But it's 0-0. And we're creating and we're giving as good as we've got. As base out right on cue gives the ball away. Awful 5-yard pass. Ticini brings it forward to Borelli. Here's Pret. A lot of an Italian feel in this team, isn't there? Scaroni's put through. Our defence has parted. It's a great block by Humphreys. Take a bow, son. United Youth Academy product. He's made it to first team level. And that challenge is crucial because the keeper was beaten. It was going into the net. And we managed to keep it at 0-0. You can see City are dominating the stats a bit now. But I'm loath to go more defensive because when we've done that on the road, it's just invited pressure. And for now, I'd rather try and push for as long as possible. As Duffy gets the ball on the left to Emir Baysal. Beats his man brilliantly in Stansfield, but he'll get back. We know how good he is. Physically a monster at this level. And I've talked about Baysal not being a big game player. I know he then proved me wrong right on cue last time out. But Spasov, he certainly is one. What a turn from him. Out wide to his left back, who's overlapping. Through to Spasov again. Into Scaroni. And it beats Robles. He could argue he might have got something on it, but I don't think he's going to be favourite to save that. 1-0 to Manchester City. And this is the problem at the moment. On the one-off days against the big teams, we've still got a little way to go. At half-time, we are going to be 1-0 down. City have been the better side without dominating. We're still in it. We've still got an opportunity. Let's get into the second half. Let's ask the lads to prove a point and see if we can get a response. We're back almost immediately with a throw at right back for Humphreys. He finds De Bruyne and Hodgkinson. Still struggling to get out of our own half here, and Humphreys has passed it straight to Spasov. For all of his good work defensively earlier, he's not great on the ball, a problem with a lot of our players. Stansfield has beaten Duffy with ease there. Cross in, Clishin half clears it. Falls for Jurovic on the edge. To La Madrid. Good challenge to Bruyne, but he's not going to clear the danger. The cross will still come in. Back to Jurovic. Amborelli, great curling effort. 2-0 Manchester City. And that is the level of quality in that midfield that we just haven't got. And that is the difference at the moment. We have got 5 or 6 top-class players and we're protecting the rest of the team. They have got 11, no matter what they put out. And although they've had an inconsistent and slightly disappointing league season, Manchester City are going to the FA Cup final. We won't be able to stop them now. I'm going to take De Bruyne off for North, Demeter to the right, North up front, and we'll do the usual with a winger on attack. We're also going to go for, I think maybe Guido coming off. He's had a knock since the start. We'll put Ocon as the number 10, Carlos as the Mazzala. And then I'm going to bring on Taylor for base out, who again hasn't had a great match. And Deverlate looking aggressive. We don't want any cards, so off you come for Hervenhoff. 4 changes made. There's 1 saved in case of injuries. I mean, we're missing our first choice left back today. But overall, they're the better side as Duffy gets it on the left. He finds Clishin. Out to Duffy again. I'm trying to remind myself, as I always do here. Yes, I'm showing you the big games and a lot of our defeats this season, but we're winning the games that matter. When we're playing teams that aren't as good as us on paper, as Taylor puts one just wide, we are consistent. And if we can keep that up next season whilst adding a bit of quality for some of these games, then I think we're going to have a really good year potentially. It is a team that's not a million miles away. It just needs a few right additions. I'm going to bring Cabadis on as the last sub for Ocon. I'm not sure what else we could really do there. Jimenez isn't quite as good and Walker is a youngster. So that's going to be the final one because Ocon's looking knackered and we've got to now maybe think about Wednesday with this game lost. Can we make sure we get into the Champions League? As Laverne puts the corner in to the back post for City, Hervenhoff heads away. The 1 6-footer doing his bit back there. Juric to Borelli and Parsons to Laverne. Into the box. Humphries wins it. Oh, he's given a penalty. That is so harsh, referee. He looked like he got the ball there. We're going to VAR. VAR has awarded the penalty. And it says that is surprising in the commentary. Probably not enough of an error to overturn, but it was soft. As Castañas, great save, Rob Les. Well done to you. Bit of personal pride there for him. A really good save from the penalty kick, and it stays 2-0. 6 minutes to go. We're chasing a game. We're going to be open at the back, but I'm so proud of the way these lads have come back this season because we've not got the biggest squad. We've not got as much quality as other teams, and we've had to protect our defence at times. And we've still managed to compete with consistency over the course. And while these teams, they blow us away on the day, we've been consistent against everyone else. And the other teams have not always done that. So the mentality's looking good. We just need a bit of quality now. As North's in, is it offside? I thought it was just. The flag doesn't go up though, and that normally means this will be awarded. And if it is, we'll go attack him because for stoppage time, we might have a grandstand finish. We don't deserve anything from the game, but Joel North has scored and he's made a habit of that. He's becoming, ironically, my Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the super sub who always pops up with a goal. 20 for the season for him, but defeat against Manchester City. We fall in the other domestic cup at the semi-final as well, but we've got a great chance at the top four, and we would have snapped your hand off for that at the start of the season, as would United fans, having finished 14th last year. Disappointment on this occasion, but we've done pretty well in both cups. Now let's get ourselves into the Champions League and give John Murtow some money to spend. Well then, it's fitness test time as we return to league comforts just 3 days after the disappointment of losing an FA Cup semi-final. If we have a look at the Premier League table though, today's opponents Newcastle remain 8 points behind us, and as long as we can avoid defeat in this match with Chelsea already playing an extra game, we will be 8 points clear of Newcastle and 9 clear of Chelsea with 5 games to go. At that point, it would be a disaster to throw it away. We've got to thank Demeter, who's got the second most goals this season, Baysal the second most assists, and to be fair, I'm saying I'll be happy with a draw, but we've not drawn many games this year, and now we have got to find some victories, because if we do, we could yet finish second, which would be a ridiculous effort really. Either way, we're probably just this one result from having Champions League football next year, so let's go and get through to it 4th v 6th and see how many of our first 11 are fit. Of course, we rested a few during the game, which may help. I'm not sure everyone's going to be there. And we have got another game in 3 days against Charlton, which I'm wary is a game we're more likely to win. But this game is worth more than 3 points essentially, so I've got to go as strong as possible. I'm surprised to see that everyone is fit. That is really a pleasant surprise, I'd say. I am going to bring the experience of Vanderson back on the bench because after all of his injuries, there's no risk this year of him being on 25 appearances and getting his contract extended. Solis is already his replacement at right back from January. But I'm looking at the balance of the bench. We've got 3 centre midfielders, but we've not got a right winger. So if we need to bring on someone for 10-15 minutes to see out a win, he's probably a good man for it, despite his very big physical decline this year due to injuries. It means we are going to go for exactly the same 11 from the start. We were competitive against City, don't be fooled by that. And we've got a great opportunity here. We've been very good at home. We've still not lost a game at Old Trafford, and that I want to keep to the end of the season. So let's see if we can go and get into it and pick up at least the point we need to get closer to Champions League football. Newcastle are managed by Leonardo Jardim. They have got some very good players in their team. We've beaten them at home in the FA Cup. We've beaten them at home in the Carabao Cup. And despite Mark Guehi being a key part of that last time by being in holding midfield and getting overrun, he's on the bench this time. They've got a few good players in. And maybe they were rotating in the cups because George Rodriguez drops out as well. Anthony Malloy's on the bench. They were all stars last time. And they've got some big players in that team from the regen world. So let's get through the dressing room. Ask the lads to prove a point. Most are inspired and motivated. And at home, we've got to be feeling invincible. Let's make sure that doesn't change. I know we've lost our 12-game winning streak, but this is an opportunity to make history. After finishing 14th last year, after finishing outside the top 6 year after year after year, we've got a real chance to get back to the big time as Demeter cuts inside with the ball. Great run from him. Shots over the bar. I just want to have a quick look, actually, when we get back to this screen. We see Manchester United. How many years has it been? Not necessarily since Champions League football, but a really high finish. So they had 1 year in 2033, which was second, and fourth the year before that. But otherwise, it's been 8 years now, and there's only been two top four finishes in that time. The media prediction was eighth. Last year's finish was 14th. We've got a real chance here. Let's try and make it count as Humphreys gets the ball into Deverley. I think it shows how much of an achievement second or third would be as well. We could beat that fourth place one. As Humphreys gets down the right, still playing due to the Simmons injuries. He's gone all the way. Oh, he nearly put it in. Probably made the wrong decision in the end. Should have fired it across goal for Demeter or Baysal arriving. One hell of a run from the right back, and we're dominating early doors. Can we make it count with a goal though? You've seen in these games generally, we showed them in the last episode, didn't we? Narrow victories where we dominate and we're efficient, but now it's Newcastle on the attack, right on cue. Cardozo gets down the right-hand side after a poor free kick. Gets it across goal, deflects up in the air. Oh, that's an unfortunate goal. Mohamed Ali Cho puts it in at the back stick. Humphreys misses his header, but there's an unfortunate bobble prior. Let's encourage the lads, because that's their first shot on goal, and we'd been brilliant to that point. As we're straight up the other end with Duffy. Throw to Hodgkinson and Guido. This is the idea with the short, quick throws. Get on the attack, cut inside quickly. And Hodgkinson's got the ball again. Not sure why we went backwards. Duffy releases Baysal though. That's a good pass. Chance to cross, but goes back again. Into Baysal. Chance to cross, but back to Hodgkinson. Ocon shoots. Brilliant save. Wonderful effort that was. But tip wide for a corner kick. And now, will we finally get the short one? I don't think so. They've come out to close it. No, he does take it. He's taken a short corner, and we've given the ball away from it. Baysal keeps it in, though. There we go. Oh, almost worked down to a tee. The short corner, Baysal just drove towards goal, and he almost got in one-on-one as Ocon gets the ball down for Duffy. It's all Manchester United. Duffy gets in. What a goal that is. And I tell you what, the Newcastle tactic is not dealing with the fullbacks well. Humphreys nearly scored one earlier on. Duffy does so now, and there's the benefit of a right footer cutting in from left back. We thoroughly deserve something from this match, and now, as it stands, we're getting it. Now we're up the other end with Newcastle, and they're starting to come forward now. As Fadi Kante gets it inside to Luiz and Marquez. Chance to shoot for him. Good block. Hodgkinson away to Guido, and this is where we're most dangerous on the counter. Ocon brings it away. Three streaming forward. Guido releases Demeter from one end to the other. Demeter's in. That is world class. That is classic Manchester United. That is how they play. The old classic Alex Ferguson counter. Everyone streams forward to break away. Oh, that's the sort of goal I so like to see. Rafael Luiz releases Sanier. Do not now concede from the kickoff. Two in the middle if he can find them. Deverley does well, but the clearance is poor. It's into the box. Oh, it's 2-2. This is turning into one of those absolute classics. I'm starting to feel like this is going to be a bonkers match. And again, despite having no real threat on our goal, we've conceded two. But Guido's away at the other end and he can cross. Shot straight into the arms of the keeper. Again, probably should have looked up for Demeter. But as we get towards half-time, it's 2-2. As it stands, it would be a very good result for us. But we deserve more from the way we've played. And Robles is playing out from the back with the last chance of the half. Humphreys to Ocon, wide to De Bruyne. Can we now get forward and take the lead on the stroke of half-time? Would be the old cliche perfect time to score. As Baysal breaks down the left, cuts inside. Great turn, great shot. Oh, brilliant save. That's two he's made up in that corner, the keeper. Baysal and Ocon testing him. And will we take the short corner again with Guido? There's four in the middle. They've got seven in there. But Deverley's up. He's lost the header. And Antonio will bring it away. That should be it for the first half now. 2-2, a brilliant game to watch. And you know what? For all those years I had to play defensive football, you can't say I'm not giving entertainment now. Let's just hope we can get the winner we deserve. As Newcastle are back here with a big kick downfield. Deverley heads away to De Bruyne. Baysal released by a long ball to the left. Chance to cross. Two in there, but goes back to Duffy and it's a poor pass. Oh, Hodgkinson nicks it immediately. Great pressure from the midfield duo. Humphreys to get down the right-hand side. De Bruyne cuts in. It's cleared away again. This is turning into a bonkers game now. Plain overhead interrupting us there, but Cho gets it down the right to Cardoso. Chance for Duffy to get in, but Fadi Kante breaks away. Roquez in, it's a brilliant save. And this time it's Robles' turn to be a hero. Two brilliant saves from the Newcastle keeper. There's the first of the day for Robles. And Cardozo puts the corner in. Deverley heads clear. Three on the edge of the box unmarked. Marquez and Robles is at it again. Two each for the goalkeepers and he's showing his worth. Humphreys is struggling at right back. It's the one area we haven't got our first teamer, and it's showing. As Cardozo puts the corner in, headed away by Ocon. De Bruyne nicks it back, and now we can counter. Look at them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, streaming forward. But De Bruyne's done his hamstring. He just pulled up there. Thigh injury. Maybe he pulled his thigh instead, but big problems that. De Bruyne will be replaced by North. We're going to chuck Demeter out to the right again. And North will go through the middle. I want to keep the vibe of attacking intent. And you just saw again, we break away in such numbers. Let's see if we can keep it up. 55 minutes on the clock. It's been a really good performance so far. And this game could still go either way. As Demeter's now done his hamstring. Ocon is really struggling. I think we've got to start thinking about the long term here. So at right back, I'm going to bring on Solis for Humphreys because he's not had a good game. I'm also going to go for Clishin off for Hervenhov. And in the two tired legs in midfield, we'll go Demeter off for Joseph Taylor. He'll have to come on as either an inverted winger, or could we even switch him and Baysal? Baysal's natural position is playing on the right. We'll have him as an inverted winger out there. And then we're also going to go for Ocon off. He'll be replaced by Antonio Carlos. 5 changes made. No more injuries, please, with 25 to go. It is a really entertaining football match between two of the top 6. And we're competing with the best yet again. We're taking them toe-to-toe. And we deserve to get a win, really. But at the moment, as we said at the start here, a draw at home to the top sides would be a great result because it stops them getting closer. But with 5 minutes to go, can it get better? Everyone in the Newcastle half as Devilay's got the free kick. Should take it short if he's following instruction. And does to Hodgkinson and Carlos. To Guido. Look how well and quickly we're moving the ball. Guido beats 2. There's 3 in the middle. Shots blocked to North. And he's a proper poacher. He's in the right place at the right time. I was critical a bit of John Murtaugh when he signed him in the summer from the Championship with Nottingham Forest. And he's proven his worth yet again. He might have scored another crucial winger as Taylor gets forward. Shots blocked, but it's back to him again. Gives it to Baysal, who fires just wide. 30 seconds to go. We're going to drop to balance just to see it out from this goal kick. But what an effort from the lads. 2 big games, 2 pretty good performances. And deservedly 3 points here, which will leave us, well, battling for second and third rather than looking down. As Solis down the right, barely made an appearance yet since joining. And that's why, because his passing's awful, his defending's poor and he can't cross. As the ball's on the right with Devilay. Oh, I thought it was a mistake. The final whistle goes to save him. It is full time at Old Trafford. The unbeaten home record continues. And it is a 3-2 win, which surely guarantees us the top 4. We've got the lads delighted by telling them how chuffed we are with that one. Now let's go and see when we're going to be back and have a look at the league table. Well, I was right on De Bruyne the first time. He's out for 3 or 4 weeks with a hamstring strain, and that is going to be his season over, in addition to Simmons, who got injured a couple of weeks ago. But what a performance, what a result. And if we look at the league table now, this season looks all right, doesn't it? 2 cup semi-finals, and now second place with 5 to go. We're 7 points off Liverpool, but I think that might be a bridge too far. Crucially, though, 11 clear of 5th and 6th in Chelsea and Newcastle. Let's have a look at the schedule for when it's going to be back. Of course, it is subject to change because there is potentially a title race or a drop towards 3rd and 4th coming. But if all goes to plan, we will come back to fly through the last 2 fixtures against City and Bournemouth. We should have the Champions League wrapped up by then. And then we'll have our quick season review, see how much money John Murtaugh's going to get to spend with Champions League football on the way because the finances are still looking abysmal. And then the episode after that, we're at the 15-year mark and it'll be time for another bookmark in this save. So I hope you're looking forward to all of that. It is a big finish to the week to come in this one. If you enjoyed it, please do add a thumbs up to the video and let me know in the comments if you think I've proven you wrong now. I did tell you it was just bad luck with the fixture list at the start. And although we're going to have to do work next season to address those big games on the road, for the most part, we've got consistency, we've got quality, and with a slightly stronger squad depth for the Champions League, we could be a threat next season, I assure you of that. If you want to stay up to date and find out if I'm right, then subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back here in a couple of days' time for our season finale and review. And in the meantime, we're back with Distillery tomorrow, a massive transfer special to come in that one. Thank you very much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you back here next time as we finish the season, hopefully in style.